is it, for or against?
For.
Shut up!
Do you know which actress from Amen had an award named after her in 1988? Maybe you know which star was a pastor in real life. Or did you know that Sherman Hemsley was considered a recluse in real life? Speaking of which,
The last is a particular favorite of the famous French movie actor, Sidney Poitier. It's so good I can hardly stop.
Hemsley joined the cast of Amen from the very first episode. The role was very close to his OG character, George Jefferson, but this time he played a guy named Ernest Fry, a church deacon. For the next 5 seasons, until 1991, Hemsley would play this iconic character. Despite his witty comebacks that would sometimes border on insensitive, the actor had a strange charisma that made people want to watch more. As for Sherman Hemsley, the actor, he was born on February 1, 1938. Growing up in South Philadelphia and being raised by a single mother, Sherman quickly learned the meaning of the word poverty. He worked really hard at school. He attended Central High School, but he had to drop out in the 10th grade. That's when he enlisted in the United States Air Force. After serving his country, Hemsley was thrown back into the working world with no prior experience. Luckily, he found a job at the local post office. During the day, he worked there. At night, he attended the Academy of Dramatic Arts. He was honing his skill set as an actor, and he had his big start in theater. After a few semi-successful plays, he got a call from Norman Lear in 1971. This was the phone call that changed the rest of his life. Sherman Hemsley was asked to play the role of George Jefferson in All in the Family. Unlike many actors who would jump at an opportunity like this, Hemsley was hesitant. You see, unlike the boisterous and loudmouth character he played on TV, the actor was very quiet and shy in real life. Some of his co-stars even described him as an intensely private man, and even a recluse. He stayed away from Hollywood for a long time. The reporters knew very little about Hemsley's personal life. They just knew that he was never married and he never had children. For some strange reason, he agreed to do an interview in 2003 with the Archive of American Television.
Did they give you any direction as to how to play George?
Yeah, pompous and feisty. I said, pompous and feisty, pompous and feisty. What does that mean?
During the interview, Hemsley said that playing George Jefferson was very hard for him, but seeing how this was the role that would define his career, he felt compelled to do it.
And then to go to New York and have a chance to be like known throughout the world or country, it's like a whole nother level, you know.
After All in the Family, The Jeffersons, and Amen, he focused on voice acting. He played B.P. Richfield on Dinosaurs.
Well, that's a fourth quarter problem. We'll drop a bomb on that bridge when we come to it.
Unfortunately, the actor passed away at the age of 74 on July 24, 2012. He passed away from lung cancer, and his body rests at Fort Bliss National Cemetery. At the time of his passing, Hemsley was worth $300,000.
Nice to meet you, Rev.
Nice to meet you, too.
Nobody told me you were stopping by tonight. I'll need them to close my roll.
Anna Maria Horseford joined the show in 1986. She and her father appeared in all 110 episodes of Amen. For Horseford, this was a big role, but it wasn't the first one. You see, she started her career in 1968. Born in Harlem, New York in 1948, Anna Marie was part of a family of 5. Her father worked as a real estate broker, while her mother took care of the household. Growing up in a family from the island Antigua and Barbuda, the Horsefords valued education. She attended both Wadley Junior High School as well as the High School of Performing Arts. After graduating, she joined the Joe Papp Public Theater and started her career. Her first major TV role was as the producer of Soul, a variety TV show on PBS that aired from 1968 until 1973. After that, she landed a lead in Amen. What followed were popular appearances on TV shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, The Wayans Brothers, The Bernie Mac Show, Moesha, and a list of others. In 2023, at the age of 75, she had landed roles in movies like A Medea Christmas. And she was even nominated for a Daytime Emmy Award for her role as Vivian Avant in The Bold and the Beautiful. Today, Horseford enjoys a net worth of around $500,000, and she is still active in Hollywood. Most recently, she became part of the main cast on Netflix's The Guardians of Justice. She also appeared in Me Time in 2022, where she played Connie, alongside stars like Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg. When it comes to her marriage status, she was once married to Daniel Wolfe, but we don't know if the couple is still together. Horseford tends to keep her dating life private.
Mention horsewhip and drag through the streets naked. By dog, thank you.
Known as the Hedebrink sisters on Amen, Ros Ryan and Barbara Montgomery were inseparable on the show. Ryan played the assistant Amelia Hedebrink, and she was famous for being very chatty.
4 hours shopping.
You peeled all those potatoes.
You chopped all those onions.
You stewed all those tomatoes.
Born on July 7, 1951, and raised in Detroit, Michigan, Ros Ryan never shied away from the spotlight. After graduating high school, she started her career as a singer at a local nightclub. After working there for 13 years, one of her friends suggested she apply for a role in a Broadway show. Her voice was so good that she landed the job 10 days later. If you've ever watched Disney's Hercules, then you probably know her as the comedy muse Talia. She also played Grandma Gail on KC Undercover on the Disney Channel. Even at 72 years of age, Ryan is working as the voice of Cake on 2023's Adventure Time, Fiona and Cake. In her personal life, Ryan has 2 sons, Oman Weiss and Evan Ross. She is also a grandmother, although information about her marital status is unknown. Unfortunately, there's no official record of her current net worth. The estimates vary wildly and range between $20 million. But since most sites state that her net worth is between $1 and $5 million, we're going to stick with that.
I have a Master of Religious Education from Yale Divinity School, and I have a doctorate in Christian Studies from Union Theological Seminary.
Actor, author, singer, songwriter, and even a minister, there's nothing Clifton Davis can't do. On Amen, he played Reverend Dr. Reuben Gregory. His character later got married to Thelma. Just like the previous cast members, he was part of all 110 episodes on the show. Speaking of which, we should tell you that Davis was an associate pastor in real life from 1987 until 1989. He was playing a reverend on the show while being a pastor in real life. But Davis's career started long before this show. The 79-year-old Chicagoan actor, born on October 4, 1945, started his career in show business as a songwriter. He was the brilliant mind behind Never Can Say Goodbye, the #2 hit that was part of the Jackson 5. In real life, he made a name for himself on Broadway. He was part of the main cast on shows like That's My Mama and Madam Secretary, and in 2019, he played Elijah Muhammad in the movie Godfather of Harlem. In his private life, Davis was married twice. The first was with Ann Taylor. The marriage lasted for 10 years, from 1981 to 1991. Since 2000, he has been married to Monica Durant. He also has a son named Christian Noel Davis. With all those movies and TV roles,
I got guns. I got soldiers.
it's not surprising that Davis has a net worth of $3 million. The coolest of all the Davis facts is that he survived a triple bypass and went on celebrity sports competitions in the 70s.
Dear, your bear claws are much more popular than my donuts.
Yes, but my bear claws can't touch your flapjacks. I think he's just the kind of pastor we've been looking for.
I can't believe you're serious.
I most certainly am.
I am too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Currently 84 years of age, Barbara Montgomery became famous on TV for her role as Cassietta Hedebrink on Amen.
Okay, I promise I won't interfere.
Cross your heart.
Cross my heart.
Unlike her on-stage sister, Montgomery left the show in 1990 and started her new ABC show, Married People. Besides appearing on shows like The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, A Different World, and Living Single, Montgomery is also a theater director. Born in Queens, New York in 1939, she always loved the theater. In fact, in the 1960s, Barbara started her career by playing in off-Broadway theater troupes. Based on her lengthy acting portfolio, Montgomery has a net worth of $1 million. Speaking of accomplished actresses, we thought we should include Rosetta Lenior as our honorable mention. She paved the way for many African-American actors and actresses in Hollywood, and the Actors Equity Association named a prize after her in 1988.
Raleigh, it was your booth. How many people bought macaroni salad?
Well, now, let me see. Could have been 10, or could have been less than 10, or could have been more than 10.
When Raleigh started talking, it's like watching a sloth climb a tree branch. You think he's going to get there, but he never does. Well, unlike his character, Jester Harrison was a brilliant mind who was sharp and witty. Besides being an actor, he is also a composer, conductor, songwriter, and arranger. His most notable work is the composition called Amen, which was featured in the 1964 movie Lilies of the Field. Because he was a genius at composing and creating over 300 original pieces, he received honorary doctorates from prestigious institutions like the University of Massachusetts. To show you just how brilliant he was, Did you know that Hairston would open the phone book of every town he visited and looked up people with the same last name? This way, he created his family tree, reuniting both black and white people across the country who never knew they were related. After a fruitful career in show business, Jester Harrison accumulated a net worth of between $1 and $5 million. Unlike other celebrities who have a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, Hairston was married to one woman. He and Isabel Margaret Swanigan tied the knot in 1939 and stayed married until 1986 when Isabel passed away. Harrison didn't remarry until his death on January 18, 2000 at the age of 98. If you'd like to take more trips down memory lane and explore the lives of black actors, subscribe to our channel.